I'm James Angoye from Technoprise. Technoprise works closely with the Enable on issues of accessibility studies and usability studies. So what I'll be sharing today is a study that Technoprise conducted last year, and it is on mobile money. What we did in that study, we compared 2 mobile money applications in Kenya and 2 mobile money applications in Nigeria. Yeah, so we've already published it. Yeah, so as I was saying, the study was conducted in 2 countries, in Kenya and Nigeria. We selected 2 mobile money applications. For Kenya, we selected Safaricom and Airtel Money. And for Nigeria, it was Glo and My MTN NG. So in terms of the reach, it was a small study. Since it was a usability study, we went for depth as opposed to large numbers of respondents. We targeted 50 respondents, 26 from Kenya and 24 from Nigeria. And what we did is that we spread them across persons who are blind, totally blind, and persons who are deaf, and then a small sample of persons who are without any disability. So what we were seeking to find out is, between these 3, what was their experience in using the mobile money applications? What was the usability experience in using the 2 mobile money applications in their countries? So what I'm going to present is what were the findings. But just to give you perhaps, what I was saying is that to just give you the context, generally in Africa, most of the transactions are going digital. For example, out of the 62 billion, 45 billion, out of 62 billion transactions of mobile money, that is as per 2022, 45 billion of the transactions were happening in Africa in terms of the transactions using mobile money applications. In terms of the amounts, around 832 billion had been transacted using mobile money applications, and globally around 1.26 trillion, while in Africa almost 832 billion were transacted using mobile money applications. Then in terms of payments, for example, in Kenya, 51% of the payments were happening using the application, mobile money applications. Then in terms of registration, there are 26 million registered users across Africa. And of course, majority of them are in East Africa, but also the other regions. Like, for example, in Nigeria, we found there were 8 million as per our study at that point in time. And in terms of M-Pesa, there were 52 million registered users as at that time. That is as per 2022 studies. So as I said in our methodology, 26 participants were from Kenya, 12 male, 14 male, and then they were also all distributed across blind, the persons who were visually impaired, hearing impaired, and those that did not have any impairment. And then for Nigeria, I said there are 24 users with disability. So for the study, for the usability study, what we noted is that, just move on, was that for the usability, findings for the usability, we noted that there were certain tasks that when they actually happen, and because of the coding behind that task, it goes blank on the screen. For example, if somebody is using a reader or talkback, then it goes blank. Or it gives a command like, instead of delete, it gives a command like close. So you find that a person who is using a talkback would find that it is very difficult for them to execute that particular process. So what happened is that majority of the users will now be forced to get assistance. Those are transactions that are private. Then the other thing was that sign up. A good number of the users at the sign up stage, they will not even get sign up. They will not even be signed up because it will take too long between you sending and getting a one-time password. It takes too long that a person would end up sending 3 messages at the same time because they're not getting the one-time password. So you end up being blocked because of that. So going specifically to accessibility, those are some of the things that we found on the accessibility bit. Moving on to the slowest app, by the way, when we just looked at that, just comparing the two, was the My MTN NG. The one for Nigeria was the one that was slowest and the one that was bringing a lot of issues in terms of downloading. We noted that for the users in Nigeria, the uptake of mobile money was still catching up in terms of they rather went for the PSB, the payment service banks, like the agency. I think in Kenya they are called agents. They would rather use the agents instead of going for mobile app or transact directly to the bank or from the bank. And therefore, we noted it's because from interacting with them that the usability of their mobile money applications for the users were not that good. So they were opting to use the payment service banks or just direct transfer from their bank. So what we did is that for the usability, we asked a set of 10 questions to all the four countries. We asked a set of 10 questions for all the 4 countries. And we sort of used those questions to rate. So what we found was that, for example, when you come to Airtel Money and M-Pesa, majority of the users who are blind, they found both apps difficult to use. And their main challenge was that it was cumbersome. You required some kind of support, even though the rating was quite high, because out of 5, they rated 3 out of 5, 3.01 out of 5, if you look at all those sort of questions that we were asking. And then for M-Pesa, it was coming, for Airtel Money, it was 3 out of 5, while for M-Pesa, it was 3.35 out of 5. We also noted that those who are deaf, the ones I've shared was those who are blind. Those who are deaf, the rating was slightly higher, not really very high, but slightly higher. It was 3.1 out of 5 for Airtel Money and 3.5 out of 5 for M-Pesa. And then those without any disability, it was 4.3 out of 5 for Airtel Money and 4.6 out of 5 for M-Pesa. So you can see a very big divide just using the same set of standard in terms of questions on usability. There was a big shift between those with disability and those without disability. Then when you come to Nigeria, for Glo and My MTN, using the same set of questions now for the applications, for the Glo app, they had a better rating compared to the My MTN NG. And my MTN is a big, if you were to say, is a big provider compared to Glow. But when you came to generally, the usability of Glow Cafe was much better because it was, for the blind, it was 3.56 out of 5, while my MTN was 2.39 out of 5, quite below even the average. And the general complaint was that they wanted to use it, but it was not meeting their expectations. So they would often go for the PSB. They'll often go for the agency because it was too much. As much as they wanted to use it, it was too much. And you'd find that some of the complaints that they were saying why they want to use the applications was because even the money has not been factored in such that you can know the difference between one note and another. So there were some confusions in terms of the notes that they have. So it is very difficult for them to, especially those who are blind, for them to differentiate between one set of notes and the other set of notes. So for them, having an application that they can do their transactions would really help them. Then coming to those who are deaf, for my MTN, they were actually higher. They were at 4.13 to 5, while for the Glow, they were 3.49. So you'd find that the users who are deaf preferred the my MTN, while those who are blind preferred the Glow app. So just to conclude, in terms of recommendations, having looked at all that, is that labeling, especially for talkback users, labeling was really something that was noted, that it was really not friendly. And then instructions and prompts, just ensuring that instructions and prompts are clear. That is something that also came out quite visibly across the 2 countries, and then across the 4 mobile money applications. And then, of course, inclusivity and, nothing for us without us, that it was noted that all of them, they had not really included the users in terms of even the redesign. When they deploy another application, they add an add-on to that. They don't include persons with disability. And therefore, it meant that you would find that an application is working so well this time, and then they do an update, and then it's no longer usable for persons with disabilities. So I'll want to stop there because I think I'll have another 2 minutes so that I can field a few questions. Questions? Yes.
Counter the situation where the application takes a shorter time. If you don't process it quick, it goes off and you have to redo it again. How about that? Did you face a response like that?
Yes, there was a response for timeout, especially for the sign up. In our presentation, we had put like a blank screen where, especially for a talkback reader, you find that there is an instruction to show that you have a certain period of time to put the OTP, but then the one-time password, but then the countdown is going on, but you don't know there's a countdown. So they are waiting, and it is counting down, and they do not know what they are waiting for. So there was that bit that was also happening as one of the challenges that they were facing. So you find that you are blank. Thank you. I guess we are done with the questions. Thank you so much.